the home energy assessment professional is going to help guide you on understanding, like, here's what your house needs, and here's what we would recommend for improvements to your home. And then they can tie that directly to whatever incentive programs are available, including the Inflation Reduction Act.
One of the biggest questions we wanted to answer in this podcast is how you, as a climate-conscious New Yorker, can get involved. We've covered with Len how to support clean energy projects in your community. But if you remember back to episode 1, I asked Marguerite how people could make the biggest impact on the climate. Her answer? Make their homes more energy efficient. So we have the perfect guest and program to talk about today. This is Plugging In. I'm Barry Wygel. Welcome to Plugging In, powering our way to a brighter and healthier New York. I'm your host, Barry Wygel. Each episode on this podcast, we will discuss a different topic related to clean energy, explaining complex topics in a way you can understand. Become part of the community as we help to make a brighter and healthier New York.
As the sun crests on the horizon, a new day dawns in our state. A new hope for tomorrow is rising, a clean future we create. Tomorrow we breathe easier, tomorrow the skies are clear. Today we are plugging in, the future of New York is here.
Joining us on this episode of the podcast is Courtney Moriarta, Director of Residential at NYSERDA, which is the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. Now, we've heard on earlier episodes of this podcast about NYSERDA and their role in awarding contracts to large-scale renewable projects. But Courtney, NYSERDA does much more than that. So what is the role of NYSERDA in New York's clean energy transition?
NYSERDA participates in a lot of different initiatives supporting the clean energy transition, ranging from everything, as you mentioned, from our large-scale renewables programs to impacting the way that we use energy. And in particular, in my space, I work on the residential program. So I'm always looking at how we can save energy in our buildings, use energy more efficiently in our buildings, and also we are also spearheading the statewide transition towards clean energy in our buildings as well.
And today we're talking about the Residential Energy Assessment Program. It's a great program because not only can we, make a difference in the fight against climate change, but you can also save some money. So explain what this program is.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Residential Energy Assessment Program is a statewide program that NYSERDA has run since 2009. It was initiated through the Green Jobs, Green New York Act of 2009. So it's part of a state law, which provides for every homeowner in the state to be eligible for a free energy audit. And what it does is it gives people access to qualified individuals who can provide those energy audit services and help people to understand really kind of how their home is operating today in terms of energy, how it's using its energy, and what the opportunities are that they can take advantage of to make their homes more energy efficient.
And who qualifies for this?
Yeah, so anybody in the state that lives in a home and owns a home is qualified to participate in the Residential Energy Audit Program. So it is based on a state law, which provides for all homeowners to be eligible. And that includes people that own small multifamily buildings between 1 and 4 units. So if you happen to be a landlord or you own a small multifamily apartment building, you can also qualify to get an energy audit done there. And
what is the Empower Plus program?
They're connected. So the Empower Plus program is our specific program that is targeting our lower income homeowners in the state. And what that does is it provides additional incentives, financial incentives in the form of grants that help to pay directly for any of the improvements that a home needs after they get an energy audit. So the Energy Assessment Program helps to provide people with the report and the guidance to prioritize the improvements that they can make to their homes. And then the Empower Plus program helps to provide some of the financial resources to help cover the cost of those improvements. And it also connects people to a qualified network of contractors who can do the installations as well.
Excellent. So for the regular program, the Residential Energy Assessment Program, there's no upper income cap for that to qualify.
Correct. Anyone in the state who owns a home that people live in would be eligible to get an energy assessment of that building. And when you participate in the energy assessment, there's no obligation necessarily that you go through with any of the improvements. It just gives you a roadmap that you can follow and gives you information on what's already operating well in your home and gives you an idea of kind of where you can make the best investments in your home to have the most impact on your energy usage.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool part of this program is it's not like getting a free quote from a contractor where there's, sales pressure or anything like that. This is a neutral third party that has your best interests in mind that comes in. So I want you to take me through the process. So I'm a homeowner. How would I go about getting involved in this program or taking advantage of it?
There's a couple of ways that you can get started. So we do have information available, of course, on NYSERDA's website, which is nyserda.ny.gov. And you can apply directly to the program through the website. You can bring your own contractor if you happen to know a contractor or have been referred to a contractor or someone already went through the program and referred a contractor to you. The contractors that participate in our program can help get you connected directly. And then we also have something that we call the regional clean energy hubs. And those are community-based organizations that NYSERDA supports to help people like local in the community so they know what the resources are and they're familiar with the housing stock and they're familiar with, the individuals in the community. And those community-based hubs give people the option to sort of speak one-on-one with a representative that's local in their community that can help guide them, answer their questions directly, and they can even help facilitate connecting them with a contractor or helping them to fill out an application to participate in the programs.
And then what does that day of look like when they come to your home?
Sure. So when someone comes out to do an energy assessment on your home, what's going to happen is typically they're going to ask you some questions up front, even before they come out to the home. They'll want to get some basic information about things like the age of your house, maybe the existing condition of certain components of your house, and definitely will want to know anything that you have that's anything in particular that you'd like them to look for. So if you have any specific concerns about your bills or what you're paying for your electricity or how you're using your electricity or any other fuels in your home, any comfort issues you might have in terms of heating and cooling, or just anything else that you may have questions about and how your home is using energy and anything that you can do to improve on that. And then they'll come out to the house, they'll schedule an appointment to come out and do an inspection of the home. And what they're going to want to do is they're going to go into the places that you don't normally go into. So they're going to go up into your attic. They're going to go in your basement if you have crawl spaces. They're going to do a lot of poking around. And what they're looking for is they're trying to understand kind of how well insulated is your home. They're going to look at the condition of your windows. They're going to want to take a look at how leaky your house may be. They may set up what's called a blower door, which is the device that is used to test the air leakage rate in your home. It can help them find the location of leaks in your home. And then what they'll do is they'll run all that information that they gather through a computer program, which will provide them with some evaluation of kind of what are the priority measures for your home. What are the things that you can do that will help to make sure that you're going to actually realize energy savings, but also improve the comfort of your home. And a lot of times the measures that they recommend also can have a positive impact on the health and safety of your home as well.
And I understand a lot of this is focused on efficiency, which is so important in homes. Is there also an energy component? Can they help advise you if you're looking to add residential solar or geothermal?
Yeah, so we do, with solar and geothermal, those are pretty big investments that people are making in the way that their homes use energy. So we always recommend having someone take a look at the home ahead of time and see if there's any opportunities to make the home more energy efficient before you make investments in things like solar and geothermal. And what that can do for you is possibly put you in a position where you may be able to buy a smaller system and you may be able to do things to the home that you didn't even know about that will help to improve the comfort of your family.
Very good point. So New York's an exciting place because we have NYSERDA, who helps coordinate all these grants and rebates. And then there's also the IRA incentives through the federal government that are coming, and they're new. And it's good, but it's also very hard to understand. So let's say you get your home energy audit. What does that next step look like? How do you become aware as a homeowner of what you might qualify for? Yeah,
so again, we've been trying to put resources out there to help homeowners, to guide them through this process. And we do understand there's a lot of information to be absorbed. And there's a lot of different offers out there. There's a lot of different incentives available, and it can be difficult to understand which ones you might be eligible for and how you might be able to combine them or stack them, as we sometimes say. So what we've been working on is a set of resources that will help people to understand for their home specifically, what are the best options, what are the best offers that are available, and how can they potentially combine incentives to take the most action today and take advantage of all those offers while they're available. So those resources I mentioned already, you can, through the energy audit process itself, the home energy assessment professional is going to help guide you on understanding, like, here's what your house needs, and here's what we would recommend for improvements to your home. And then they can tie that directly to whatever incentive programs are available, including the Inflation Reduction Act offers. And then what they'll be able to do is show like how you can stack those up and provide advice on even like what order you can do the improvements in to make sure that you maximize those opportunities.
Excellent. Because, just Googling, only gets you so far. And it can be confusing to learn what applies, specifically to you, your income level, those types of things. So if you go through this audit process, you kind of get that advocate that you can ask those questions to and can answer for you.
Exactly. And it can be very confusing because there are a lot of rules. Every different program and every different source of funding that we get has different rules tied to it. And so when you work through a contractor that's enrolled in one of our programs, they're going to know what those rules are, and they will have access to our systems, our kind of data management systems that allow them to understand, what the best offer is for your specific scope of work that they're proposing for your home.
And you mentioned this program's been around since 2009. So I assume there's been lots and lots of New Yorkers that have gone through it. So there's people that are saving actual money that you can point to that are successful, recipients of this program.
Absolutely. And we see people participate at different levels. Everybody's a little bit different in how they make their decisions about what they want to do with their own homes. So we see that people who participate in the residential energy assessment program, some people go directly into one of our sponsored programs that has incentives like Empower Plus, and go ahead and have work done through one of those programs. Other people maybe take their time and come back, and maybe they want to do work on their own or through a different contractor, and they're perfectly allowed to do that. And we do see homeowners that go through the residential energy audit process, and then they incrementally over time, they'll make improvements to their home kind of at their own pace and using their own resources.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think we're just really excited about this moment in time, as particularly with the Inflation Reduction Act being available to us. We are the first state in the country to have these incentives available in the market. So we're pretty excited about that. And we're really hoping that they're going to go a long way towards helping New York residents to improve their energy and to kind of get a jump start on that movement towards our clean energy future.
Excellent. And we are going to drop the link to the residential energy assessment program in the show notes so that people can sign up and get that first step, get that roadmap to kind of how they can start making a difference and save some money. So win-win. So Courtney Moriarta, I want to thank you for joining us on today's podcast.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Plugging In. I hope you learned something, and I hope you share this knowledge with someone else. It would be incredibly helpful if you leave us a 5-star review wherever you found this podcast. If there's a topic you would like us to cover in the future or have a question about clean energy, send us an email at podcast@aceny.org. You can follow us on social media using the links in the show notes, or consider joining our Clean Energy Supporters mailing list at aceny.org/support. Your support is crucial to creating a brighter and healthier New York. I'll see you next time.
As the sun crests on the horizon, a new day dawns in our state. A new hope for tomorrow is rising, a clean future we create. Tomorrow we breathe easier, tomorrow the skies are clear. Today we are plugging in